Guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kayla. So today's video, I wanted to do something a little bit different than normal. And instead of making like a long-standing TBR or like a 5-star predictions, I wanted to kind of break it down into genres, and I wanted to choose genres that are not my normal read all the time genres. And this series, obviously you see the title, is called On My Radar. Now, this particular video is going to be these 6 horror novels that are on my radar right now. And these kind of don't have a timeline to read them by. These are just the 6 that I really am intrigued by and I really want to read as soon as I can get to them. So I wanted to go over these 6 books with you guys. I have my Halloween Bucky shirt on to commemorate our horror edition of this, and I don't read a lot of horror, but I'm excited to show you guys these books, and I think showing them to you and telling you that I want to read them will actually make me not be a scaredy cat and actually get to them sooner rather than letting them sit on my Goodreads TBR for years. So let's do it. These are in no particular order. So the first book that I want to talk to you guys about is called Brother by Anya Alborn. And this cover is scary. This book is about a family in the Appalachian Mountains, and they are a family of killers. The entire family are killers. This is the part of the United States that if someone goes missing, we're not going to really talk about it. And don't be out at night. And if something in the woods talks to you, you turn around and you go home. Like, this is a scary part. So this book follows the only member of the family that does not want to be a killer. He's one of the 19-year-old sons, and he doesn't want to be a killer, but every member of his family is a killer. And I've heard this book is kind of gross. I've heard it's gruesome, and I'm ready for it. The idea behind this book is very interesting because usually if you're talking about a book and there's a like murderous member of the family, there's usually just one. But this is a nice flip that everybody's murderous and there's one person that does not want to be. So that one. So the next book that I have for you guys is one that I'm sure you've heard of, and I cannot remember the author, so I have it right here. And that is Tender is the Flesh by Augustina Batsterica. This is a translated work. I'm not sure. I believe the author is from South America. I'm not sure what country. This is kind of a near future post-pandemic type book, and it is about how humans have resorted to cannibalism. And I believe that it follows the like meat packing, meat slaughtering production, but instead of animals, it's humans. And so this kind of follows like you're either the one eating or you're being eaten. And I've heard this is disgusting, and I've heard it's amazing. And I feel like the idea behind it is to really show you what happens in animal slaughtering atmospheres. And so it's supposed to gross you out because instead of animals, they're eating humans. And I'm ready to be disgusted. And if I turn vegan after this, it's because of this book. Okay, so the next book, I guess there's a slight theme here. The next book is The Hunger by Alma Katsu. I think the Donner Party is interesting, okay? And this is about the Donner Party. It's not a nonfiction. It is a fictional, I guess, account or retelling of the Donner Party, which is real. And so basically a dozen people, like a group of people, are going west to California, and they get wagon trouble, and it's not a spoiler, it actually is real life. The Donner Party like get trapped, I think, and they eat each other, and cannibalism, okay? So this story is that, but I think it explores, was it actually the Donner Party that ate each other, or did someone come in that was like lurking and waiting for them and they ate them? I don't know. I guess cannibalism is a theme in the horror books on my radar. So, The Hunger. This next book is called Devolution, a first-hand account of the Rainier Sasquatch Massacre by Max Brooks. And this book is pretty much about Mount Rainier explodes, erupts. So after the dust settles, they find some journals, and the journals talk about the Green Loop massacre and all the monstrous beasts behind it. So I'm pretty sure this is a Sasquatch story, obviously, if you can't tell from the title. But I've heard this is really good. And this is by the same author who wrote World War Z, which I'm also interested in. And we love a nice cryptid. I'm counting Sasquatch as a cryptid. If you don't think he's a cryptid, that's your fault. Okay, this next book has been on my radar for kind of a little bit, and then my brother's coworker recently read it and she loved it. So I'm pushing it higher onto my want to read aspect, and I actually have an ebook copy, so I'm gonna get to it really, really soon. But that is Stolen Tongues by Felix Blackwell. I really, now that I'm saying these, I'm pretty sure we're going like, we're slowly moving into different subcategories that I didn't realize when I put this list together. So you'll see why in a second. This, I have to read the description to you guys. I can't just come up with a mental, in my own words, description. I have to read this. So Stolen Tongues by Felix Blackwell. A romantic cabin getaway doesn't go exactly as planned. High up in the windswept cliffs of Pale Peak, Faye and Felix celebrate their engagement. But soon, a chorus of ghastly noises erupts from the nearby woods. The screams of animals, the cries of children, the mad babble of 100 mournful voices. A dark figure looms near the windows in the dead of night, whispering to Faye. As the weather turns deadly, Felix discovers that his terrified fiancée isn't just mumbling in her sleep. She's whispering back. Originally a contest-winning story from Reddit.com's horror community No Sleep, Stolen Tongues has received widespread acclaim and is now being adapted to a feature film. Now, I'm pretty sure this is about night crawlers. No, not night crawlers, it's skinwalkers. I love my cryptids, okay? This is, I'm pretty sure, is about skinwalkers. And if you know me, I don't think I've ever mentioned this. This is my favorite, that's my favorite cryptid, is a skinwalker. I think they're cool as hell and they're scary. And I don't normally read stories about them. The idea of them being scary is cool. So this will be my first like skinwalker book, and I'm absolutely terrified. Okay, so the final book I think is also a book that a lot of people have heard about, and that is Kill Creek by Scott Thomas. This is pretty much about, there's a haunted house that kind of hasn't been opened in a while, and this author, this really famous author, and like 3 other paranormal investigator ghost people show up. They go into the house, and they're the first people to go into the house for a long time, and it is originally a publicity stunt, and stuff goes wrong because it's a scary house. So the people that I know that have read this said that this is very scary, and I can't, yeah, they're all these books are gonna be scary. This is a horror, like, on my radar video, but I don't read a lot of horror, and I'm a scaredy cat. So when I say scary, I mean, like, I don't know if I'll be able to sleep after reading any of these books. That is all of the horror books on my radar right now, and I'm really interested to know if any of you guys have read these books or want to read any of these books. If you have other horror recommendations, please throw them down in the comments below, because I'm always searching for horror books. Yeah, I don't read a whole lot, but I'm always adding them to my Goodreads TBR to get to one day, because I find the horror genre very interesting, but again, I'm always scared because it's either gonna be really good or really bad, or I'm gonna be very scared. It's a thing. So let me know down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you need to do to help me out, and I'll check you guys in my next video. Bye.